Hi, my name is Castro. I am a student at the University of Sydney and I am currently undertaking a course in project management. To give you a brief introduction to myself, I want to let you know that I am in the process of becoming an architect in Australia, and I find that this course is helping me achieve more analytical arguments and opinions in regards on how to manage large-scale projects and how people involved on them. This video is a required task for a subject called Global Project Management, and the task involves the evaluation of a review of a specific chapter from the book Global Project Management: Communication, Collaboration, and Management Across Borders. The chapter that I will discuss in the next few minutes is named Basic Infrastructures. I selected this chapter as I find communication infrastructures a relevant tool to involve and needed in global organizations. To begin with, I would like to try to identify what are the basic infrastructures for global companies. Basic, as it is defined in different articles, is the essential forming or foundation from a project. In other words, the fundamentals of anything. And infrastructure can be defined as the underlying framework of a system within or for an organization. In Chapter 16, the basic technologies are defined as tools already available for organizations. Such tools have been for a long time the telephone and emails, a tool used in pretty much every business. Some people may believe that few influential factors that may interfere with the use of the two previous tools for global organizations can be related to the different time zones or the amount of trips individuals have within those organizations. As a broad recommendation to these types of situations, it is advised to review other relevant infrastructures, such as the use of wireless computers, home connections, and well-made platforms, as they are very useful when it comes into transferring data or communicating with other individuals overseas or in different organizations. I would like to say that it is almost impossible nowadays not to have a smartphone that can help us in this long distance communication. Some of the bigger obstacles that companies face when implementing communication tools within organizations are the development of a user-friendly procedure in a format that can be useful out of the office environment, and maybe the complexity of the system when introducing it into the staff of the company, particularly for older people. Other factors such as the amount of international conversations over the internet can be additional obstacles for global companies, as it brings a lot of cost. In this matter, some tools such as the VoIP systems platforms specialized in the allowance for voice calls over internet protocols can be introduced as an effective communication tool. But how exactly do these platforms help a business in a global market? Well, let's take into consideration providers in the US, such as Vonage, a communication pioneer that uses VoIP systems that can give economic rates to individuals and businesses by using their existing high-speed internet connections to make calls in the US and internationally over more than 60 countries. VoIP systems do not only limit themselves to telephones, they can spread in different technologies such as video or audio conferences. The VoIP systems that may be used can relate as the ATA. That is one of the simplest and most common way of connecting to the internet, and it is through the use of analog telephone adapters, a system that already works with normal telephones, and the process is just a link between them, allowing the normal telephone to be converted into an analog to digital device. In other words, it changes normal phones to digital data for the transmission over the internet. Pretty amazing when trying to use an existing local phone for overseas calls. The IP phones are another type of VoIP systems. They are phones that look like phones, but their connections to local services are just as a connection of an internet modem. Let's say the normal internet connections that you already have at home. The final types of VoIP systems or implementations are the computer-to-computer connections. Certainly the easiest way to use VoIPs. There is no need to pay for long distance calls, as it uses the software connections. That these types of softwares can vary based upon the device that you may use, but you will find that they are mainly free softwares. We can find VoIP systems such as Skype, Viber, WhatsApp, and few others within this category. If there is a need for adequate communication between individuals over long distances, it is relevant to adjust conference rooms with adequate communication devices as a method to facilitate the interaction of individuals working in the same location or in far distances. There are many different types of devices that can be used in conference rooms, and they can help when having video conferences. The location of the receptors, such as microphones, cameras, and few other gadgets, should be placed in a way that allow the meetings and all the individuals to hear and speak equally, without the disturbance of surrounding noises. For example, I would like to explain to you one of the biggest obstacles that we have currently in my office. When we need to discuss topics over the phone, the disturbance of the phone is in high levels. It is almost impossible to have a conversation with individuals when they call from mobile phones, or just because the noise pollution of the room where I work is not good. Messages are other traditional telephone communication systems used by international workers. The limitations of the message can help retain the sensitiveness of the data provided in the message. For example, not all of the devices will have a large enough memory to store files, so it is responsibility of the project manager or the person in charge to investigate and review with the team members the possible electronic communications compliances, or in other words, the limitations for communicating in specific projects when working in a collaborative environment. There is also a limitation for specific criteria that a project manager should have in consideration when allowing the use of mobile devices for the interaction of teams located in larger distances. Such limitations should consider cultural aspects of individuals as well as the cultural organization of teams, as it is possible to find that some individuals may find offensive to communicate over Saturday evenings or after hours, or for some others it may be shown as an act of respect. The chapter of Basic Infrastructure provides a template or checklist that can help identify the opinion of global project team members, a tool that can be useful when implementing current communication systems for local and overseas employees. The table is given as a method to identify the efficiency of emails, phones, and remote access for the company. The table can be used as a survey that will help question the easy uses of current system for companies, as well as the suggestions that individuals may have upon them. When implementing the system, accurate documentation should be provided for all of the individuals in the project as a way to inform all of the project team members in regards to the development steps of new communication systems or the new solutions. Different systems such as virtual rooms, Skype meetings, FaceTime conferences should be taken into consideration as a broad technique to communicate with all of the employees. And I believe that it is a major concern to provide introductory